everybody. Happy Saturday to you. I am author Vivian E. Moore, and welcome to Book Chat. I'm your host. I hope that everybody's having a great weekend. It's such a beautiful day. I hope that you had a chance to get outside and enjoy this great weather. I love springtime. Mostly because of these nice days. I know we've seen quite a bit of rain here, but we're blessed because we need the rain, and God knows what we need and He sends it, so we can all be thankful for that and be glad for that. Before we get started, I just want to give out a few URLs. We always do this every weekend, so let's stick to tradition and let's get started on today's show. All right, so the first one, of course, is to Spreaker, of which my show is broadcast from every Saturday live at 6 p.m. And it is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. And of course, if you want to Facebook me, I hope you will. That is, of course, https://www.facebook.com/Vivian E. Moore. And my Twitter handle is God's Property 46. If you want to check out my lovely Instagram page, I hope you do. It is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. And also you can check out my website. It is https://VivianMoore.wix, that's WIXSITE.com/author Vivian Moore. And I would love for you to check out my blogs, which is vivianemore.blog, BLOGSITE.com. And if you want to shoot me an email, you can do that at authorvivianemore@gmail.com. All right. So now that we've got all of that out of the way, I want to tell you what today's title is and what the topic is about. So the title is I Still Believe. And the topic is the power of true romance. Some people remain skeptical when it comes to anything that deals with love or romance. They say that it is a figment of one's imagination. Legend, it isn't real. Romance is something that only exists on the pages of a novel or on a movie screen. In real life, virtually a dream. Oh, but I disagree. Romance for me is not a figment of the imagination. It's something tangible and genuine to me. True love is an emotion, one that touches the heart, feeds the spirit, and binds the soul to something or someone. Maybe I am a hopeless romantic, lost in a world of make-believe, fantasy where fairy tales began, knights in shining armor, and storybook royalty, one of the greatest stories ever told. We live in a world filled with eroticism, gratuitous sex that has nothing to do with happily ever after or everlasting. True romance is durable and endures hardship, trials, and tribulations, no matter how daunting the tasks. I know the world would like to paint you a portrait of allegorical images, distortions of what love actually is, illusions, pictures painted by unbelievers that make love seem dire and unrealistic. Somewhere along the way, the vision distorted and hope lost. I still believe, because what is a world without love? A very barren place, a desert, an alien planet void of all existence. Love and romance is proof of life. like a seed planted in fertile soil that springs forth, revealing itself at the right time. True romance is powerful, healing, and strong enough to conquer all doubt. Love is an intense feeling of deep affection, which collaborates with romance, a feeling of excitement and mystery. It is still very much alive and not dead, as some would have you to believe. When did the idea of these two quintessential elements become so tainted, and why? Perhaps it got lost in the jostle of sex sales, and who needs love anyway, because no one really cares. Not true. I still care, and many others do as well. Love is everywhere we look, when and if we open our eyes to see it wholeheartedly. Love overpowers hate, and romance triumphantly duels and wins the battle with all pseudoisms that challenges it. Without love, all is left is hate. Love is what makes the world revolve. Without it, we are hopeless, set adrift, unanchored by emotion, essentially the very thing that makes us human. If I had to choose a side, true romance, love would win every time. Life is a battle zone, often uncaring, unforgiving, and not long-suffering. Love is everything. It is essential to our very existence. It is what gives us hope of a better tomorrow, a future filled with new beginnings and inspiration. Love is what motivates us to move forward, to stand up strong and proud against adversity. Love is what shapes and makes us human. I submit to you the very origins of love, a gift from God who so loved the world that he gave the begotten Son. Love is many splendid things, special, a superpower, and defender of truth and faith. What is hope without faith? I still believe that love is not retro, but an active affection to be cherished today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Well, that's my take on it. Tell me what you think. I love to hear your thoughts on today's show and all the other episodes. And be sure to tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. to listen live or wait for the uploaded episodes. You know, today was a testament to this show. And, you know, I wrote the script for this show this morning before I even left the house. And I had choir rehearsal today. And so, you know, we do as we always do. We always pray before we sing. And, you know, we always have a great time in the Lord, but we were practicing these songs, and, you know, they are all so spirit-filled, and they come from the heart. The words are from the heart that really touches, it touches my spirit. I'm pretty sure it touches everybody else's. But, you know, we were practicing because next Sunday, we've been invited to come and visit with another church in honor of their pastor's anniversary. And so, of course, you know, being the guest church, we have to sing, and we look forward to it. So we were practicing songs for tomorrow for our church for Sunday, and then also we practicing songs for next Sunday for the other church. And so as we were rehearsing, and everybody, you know, don't always get there at the same time, but two of the other members came, and so they were talking. One of the deacons, well, both of the deacons actually, that are also members of the choir, they were talking, and so they were. I heard one of the deacons say that he has been released and he's free now, and what he meant by that is that he has been under so much weight from his peers, and who sought to destroy him, to keep him from making an honest living. They wanted to attached this title to him that was not true. And by the grace of God, he has been cleared of all of that. He has cleared his name. He has cleared his record. Now he is able to get back into the workforce because he was a businessman. He owned his own company. And they tried to strip him of all of these things. And I know you're wondering, what did this have to do with today's show? But it has everything to do with today's show because it's dealing with love. He loves his church. He loves his family. He loves God. And to hear him give his testimony about what he's been through and what this meant to him, to finally be able to do the things that is essential to his life, it just confirmed what I wanted to talk about on today's show. And, that just proves to me all the more that God is so real, that God is love, and he's working, always working. From one end to the other, and in the middle, he's always there. And just to hear this brother, just talk about everything, it inspires me. And it's another reason why I do this show, because it lets me know that no matter what obstacles are thrown my way, to keep on pressing on, because it's not about me. I do this show on a weekly basis because it gives me joy, and I'm trying to do something positive, and I know that God has blessed it because he's blessed me to be able to do it. He gave me the forethought to come up with this show, to bring it to you on a weekly basis. And, I decided that, I don't need 30 minutes to tell you what I need to tell you. I try to do it 15 minutes or less because I do understand that everybody has a life, and they have things to do that don't involve sitting down and, taking time out of whatever their schedule may be for the day. But I do appreciate it. I truly do appreciate the time for those that listen to my show, whether you listen to it live or if you wait until the episodes have been uploaded and then listen to it on the different media sites, or either if you go to my to any one of my blogs, or if you get it on Google or wherever you're listening to the show or getting the information. I appreciate you listening to the show, because now I'm getting close to, I think it is 600 and close to 625, I think, listens, and I'm coming up on an anniversary of when I first started doing this show, and that will be in July. And I'm just sometimes overwhelmed, but overwhelmed in a great way. Not that any way that crushes my spirit or reduces my my energy from doing the show. It doesn't give me doubts of any sorts. What it does is, once again, it inspires me to continue to do this show, because I know that, and I hope and pray that it's helping those who are fellow writers, fellow authors, who, every day need just a little bit of inspiration to keep doing what they're doing. Because this is a very competitive business, writing books. And, because there's so many other writers who write in the same genre as I do, and other genres. And, they can't read every book that's been written. It's virtually impossible to do that. It would take a lifetime to do that. But I'm so thankful. I am so grateful for those who have supported me in every way, for every function that I've ever had. My brothers and sisters in Christ have always been right there, at the forefront with me, every step of the way, ever since I started this journey. And I thank them and I appreciate them so much. And it's because of their spirit that it just empowers me to keep moving forward, to keep writing, to keep doing this show, to keep uplifting spirits, and just trying to give back in any way that I can, because that's important to me. So many other writers and people that are in, and I won't say that this is the entertainment business, because it's not, but the books that I write are meant for that purpose, to entertain, but not just to entertain you on a level to where you don't get anything out of it. It is to grow you in some small or some great way. To just to help you see the world just a little bit better. To see the world through your own eyes, one page at a time. That's my motto, and I believe that. I truly believe that. And like I said, I'm so thankful for the small part that I get to play in everyone's lives. It's important to me to be able to give of myself, because that's what I do. I pour everything that I am into this show, even though it's only for a few minutes that I broadcast live on these Saturdays. But within that small length of time, everything that's went into the production of this show takes hours, and I do it painstakingly. I do it lovingly, because it's just in my spirit to do it. And I'm so thankful that God has made it possible for me to be able to do it, to have a platform to host a show and to talk about writing and reading, because, it's important to me. It's not just about selling books. It's about doing way more than that. Because I have so many stories to tell and so many stories to share. And I want to inspire others who may have doubt about if they've chosen the right path as far as writing and being an author, because sometimes you do get discouraged in what you do because things are not going the way you want them to. But everything has a process, and in that process it takes time. The world wasn't made in a day. It took 7 days, actually 6, but God took that 7th day and he rested. And so knowing that, you have to understand that you're not greater than God. So that means that you have to take one day at a time, and and you will get the chance to do everything that you want to do, but you have to do it in an orderly fashion. And I had to learn that myself. You cannot rush perfection. And I learned that when my first book was published, because when I went back and I looked at that book, the story was flawless. It was a great story. But when I go back and look at that book, I can tell that it was rushed. And, and that was my fault. Because I was so anxious, not that I wanted to get it out there so I could sell books. I was so anxious to get it out there because I wanted people to read what I had written, and because that was important to me, not to flaunt that I'm a writer, but just to share a story that, that was inside of me, that I wanted to just spill over with it, and just, so overjoyed that I just wanted to share it with everybody. But, only I would know that the book was rushed, because compared to all the other books that I've written, I know that perhaps I should have taken just a little bit more time, to make it as close to perfection as it could be. But, like I said again, I'm just thankful that I was able to do it, and that people appreciated what I did. They loved the book. And, all 3 of my books, Room in the Attic was the first one. The second one was Love Unrequited, A Lament for Love. And then the third one, of course, that just came out here in December, If Tomorrow Comes, Requiem, which is book 1. And book 2 is Genesis. I'm just so thankful that for the amount of support that I have from everybody around me. I'm a one-person show, because I do everything. I'm a self-published author, so that means I do everything from beginning to end. I write the books. I don't do the actual editing. I do some editing on my level of editing, but I'm not a professional editor. So I leave that up to someone else, but to format and do all those things. But, I do all of the legwork. And that's one of the things of being a self-publisher that some may see as a disadvantage. And for me, I see it as an advantage, because I'm very hands-on with what I do. I'm not a control freak, although some may beg to differ. But I just like knowing what's going into the pot. And so the only way to know what's going into that pot is to stand over it and monitor and watch to see what's happening, to make sure all good things are going in and nothing bad. But I'm just so thankful and just so blessed, to be able to write and to produce these books. And I try to share the information, the importance of reading, of literacy, to so many different people on so many different levels, because it's important for children to read, to know how to read, to learn how to read, to love reading. It's a part of their growth process. And, there is not one situation in life that does not require reading. That's something that you will need for as long as you stay on this planet. But, and I want to in the future to maybe start some type of literacy program to talk to children or adults about reading and writing and things of that nature. So, I've got a few things that are on the horizon. They're not concrete right now. I've got so many pokers in the fire, and, I would love to see all of them burning at the same time. But, sometimes that just doesn't happen. And, while one is fire hot, the other one starts to cool down. But, it just all goes back to what I've talked about today, which is love. And, it's love is something that is so prevalent, and I still believe. I still believe that that love is power, and it transforms, it conforms, it reaches, far and wide, and that's something that we should never forget. I know in a world where there seems to be such a lack of it, but still, for those of us who believe, we will continue to press forward and to continue to love and give that love and show that love in any way that we can. And that's why I do the show. I just hope that that everybody is having a great day. Tomorrow, of course, is worship day, and I know a lot of people don't have church homes, but for those of us who do have church homes, invite a family member, invite a friend to church to come and hear the word, who may be down in their spirits. This may just be the thing for them to get uplifted and to continue on. There is so much disparity in the world, and for me, the way I deal with it is, of course, my faith. And sometimes people lose their faith for one reason or another, and that's why I say it's so important to make sure that we tell people that we love them on a daily basis, because tomorrow is not promised. So tell your family member, tell your friend, tell that neighbor that you love them. I love you. I hope that you love me back. Until next Saturday, God bless you and goodbye.